Kathy with a C, Mabbutt, Mabbutt. I've been doing it for 16 years, and I just got reelected for another 4.
Sunday. Notice that Coroner Mabbutt is very relaxed when speaking about her credentials, but that changes immediately when the interviewer starts questioning her about the case. There's a boatload of dissonance between what she's saying and her body language. The anxiety in her hands and closing her eyes to reflect or to block out the interviewer, it only gets worse the more detailed the questions get about the case.
We go to a crime scene. It's not.
So we're gonna start off with a shoe wear impression,
and then
unless
this
we
could
have
be
some sort of victim walking through blood, creating patterns in our crime scene, or you could transfer a killer. We're gonna coat the bottom of the shoe, and we're gonna transfer the pattern from the bottom of the shoe to our clean surface.
Pattern gets lighter and lighter as we move along. What we don't see with our naked eye, we could find later on with chemicals like.
Well, we definitely could use an explanation as to why there's only one latent footprint in a 3-story house and 4 people died by stabbing. I mean, where is the blood? I don't understand how we can have one footprint that is in the stage on that paper that Matthew Steiner just showed. You know, it was in its last stages before it wasn't even a footprint anymore, if they had to use some substance to see it. So what happened to the first 5 or 6 footsteps until it got to that point? I mean, they had to be there somewhere unless somebody cleaned it up. So all I'm saying is a lot of what's in the PCA is redacted. I understand that. But from what we've been told, what has been released, leaked, however we got it, it needs to make sense. Don't tell us you found one footprint that was like on this last leg, and then tell us 4 people died. We can see blood trails outside the house. So we can just imagine how it was on the inside. And then you only got a shadow of a print. Where are the first few prints that were made, so that when this print was made, there was only a little bit of the bodily fluid left to make a print? Where are those? Okay, that's a problem for me. And so I'm gonna just find a throwback for the rest of this, and we're gonna talk about this after I think about it some more, because somebody asked me to do this, and I really hadn't planned it. Who is it? Mrs. C asked me about the blood evidence, so let's check a throwback. All right. Now listen, I want to hear what you have to say about this one. So make sure you take the survey and watch the whole video. If it's something you don't get, watch it again before you communicate in the chat. So everybody will know that you didn't watch the whole video. You can't watch a whole video. All right? If you don't watch a whole video and then you jump in and try to have a conversation about it, people can tell that you didn't watch the whole video about some of the stuff that you say. All right, so you don't want to make it seem like your attention span is that short that you can't watch a whole video. Unless you don't mind people knowing that. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm going to get out your business. I'm just saying, everybody take the survey, and then we're going to talk about the video regardless, but if you take the survey, we pretty much know where everybody really stands, and then it's better like that, all right? Okay, I'll probably put a throwback on here. That'll be it. Much love. See you after the tape. indicated the occupants of the King Road residence were at home by 2 and asleep or at least in their rooms by approximately 4 a.m. So, according to the PCA, this is where we are. All right? Dylan's awake. She woke up at 4. Kaylee's awake. She's got her dog playing with it. Xana and possibly Ethan are awake because of food and TikTok. Bethany could be awake because she gave an account of where everybody was from 2 to 4. So it's likely if she made a statement saying, hey, everybody got home by 2 and by 4, pretty much everybody was in their rooms, it's possible that Bethany was awake also. But we know Dylan was awake, we know Kaylee was, and we know Xana was, all right, according to the PCA. So that leads us to our huge first question. How did the killer get in the house? Okay, it's 4:07. It's impossible that the killer came in before 4:07 based on the PCA. And we've already talked about that. I'll maybe go back to it in a minute. But how did the killer get in the house? Did he come through the front door? How could the killer get in the front door? And don't say the DoorDash driver, because if a DoorDash was delivered at 4 o'clock, the DoorDash driver is gone. It's 4:07, 4:08. The DoorDash driver is gone. So how did the killer get in the house? Did he have the code? Because there's no forced entry. How did the killer get in the house? Did he come through the back door? He couldn't have broken the back sliding door lock, or they would have said that there was forced entry. But they said no forced entry, so that lock on the back sliding door had to already be broken. So if it was already broken, either they locked the door manually with the stools or whatever, and if the stools were behind the door to where there's no way you could open it, how did the killer get in the house? However he got in the house, how long did it take him to do it? Because if he couldn't just waltz in and it took him time to get inside the house, that shaves off time that he had to commit the murder. Dylan said Kaylee was playing with her dog at about 4:07. And then she said there's someone here. And so if Kaylee believed there was someone in the house, I don't believe she would lock her dog away in a room. Okay, she would send her dog to go and see who it is. Or at any rate, the dog is there for protection. And so if she's believing there's someone in the house, I don't see her locking her dog away. And so if the killer is in the house at this time, some kind of way, he got in around 4:07 or 4:08, how did the dog end up in the room?